Hello my friends, welcome to Stories in a Nutshell. Today we have 2018 horror movie named Hereditary, directed by Ari Aster. The story follows a family who begins to experience strange and terrifying occurrences after the death of their grandmother. Miniature artist Annie Graham lives with her psychiatrist husband Steve, their 16-year-old son Peter, and their 13-year-old daughter Charlie. The family attends the funeral of Annie's emotionally distant mother, Ellen. Annie is surprised at the number of people in attendance. Annie attends a bereavement support group, revealing she and her mother had a fraught relationship until Charlie was born, when Ellen became a significant figure in raising her. Meanwhile, Steve receives a phone call telling him that unknown perpetrators desecrated Ellen's grave but does not reveal this to Annie. Peter is invited to a party, and Annie insists that Charlie go with him. On the way to the party, the siblings pass a telephone pole carved with an occult sigil. At the party, Peter leaves Charlie by herself, and Charlie, who has a severe nut allergy, eats chocolate cake containing walnuts and goes into anaphylactic shock. As Peter drives Charlie to the hospital, she leans out of the window for air. When Peter swerves to avoid a dog lying in the road, she is decapitated by the sigil telephone pole. In shock, Peter drives home and leaves Charlie's decapitated body in the back seat of his car, which Annie discovers the following morning, much to her horror. Annie befriends support group member Joan. Joan teaches Annie to perform a séance to commune with Charlie. Later that night, Annie convinces her family to attempt the séance. Objects begin to move and smash, and Peter is petrified, and Annie speaks in Charlie's voice until Steve throws water on her. As Peter begins to be plagued by supernatural entities, Annie suspects Charlie's spirit has become vengeful and demonic. When she sees images in Charlie's sketchbook threatening Peter, she throws the book into the fireplace. However, her clothing goes up in flames alongside the book and only stops when she pulls it away from the flames. Annie goes through her mother's old belongings, and finds a photo album that shows Ellen to have been Queen Lee, the leader of a coven, and Joan one of her followers. Another book describes the demon King Paimon, who wishes to inhabit the body of a male host. The summoner of Paimon will receive wealth and rewards. In the attic, Annie finds Ellen's body and occultist symbols. Annie informs Steve of her ties to the book and begs him to burn it, as she can't bring herself to commit suicide. When he refuses, she flings the book into the fire, only for Steve to burst into flames, with Annie becoming possessed. Peter wakes after dark and finds Annie clinging to the ceiling and the house full of naked cult members. Attempting to hide in the attic, Peter witnesses Annie decapitating herself with a piece of piano wire and jumps from the attic window, presumably to his death. A ball of light enters and reanimates his body. He follows Annie's floating headless body into Charlie's treehouse, where Joan and other cult members, as well as Ellen and Annie's headless bodies, are bowing to an idol made with Charlie's severed head. Joan places a crown on Peter's head. She proclaims that they have replaced Charlie with a correct male host, and the coven hail Peter as King Paimon. The film is a masterclass in slow-burning horror, with a tension that builds gradually until it reaches a fever pitch in the final act. Toni Collette gives a standout performance as the mother, Annie, who is struggling to come to terms with her family's tragic past. The film also features some truly unsettling imagery and a sense of dread that lingers long after the credits have rolled. Overall, Hereditary is a brilliant horror film that uses its characters' familial relationships to explore deeper themes of grief, loss, and the unknown. It is not a movie for the faint-hearted, but it is a must-watch for fans of the genre. Thank you for watching Stories in a Nutshell. Please like, comment and subscribe to keep in touch with our latest movie and TV series reviews. Have a nice day.